If you have, let's go. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We are back, guys. Please make sure y'all hit that like button. Please make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, and please make sure y'all hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. I can't even join in. What's going on? What's popping?
What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? I'm here. We here. We back at it again. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it.
Hakeem, how's it going? You all right?
I'm chilling, family. How you doing, King? I'm blessed and I'm highly favored. You know what I mean? We got the new Jordan era back. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And we here to get it. We here to get it.
All right, let's get it cracking. Let's do it.
All right, let's go. What's going on, people? What's going on, people? Glad y'all coming in the chat and y'all coming in slowly. Hope y'all had a good, productive day today, and we just go get on to it. So, the topic of today, this go a little bit about relationship and finances because a lot of people, well, not someone said a lot of people, but a lot of people is kind of iffy about having joint accounts. Either they're in a long-term relationship or marriage and everything. And money and finances is it's a tippy topic because there's sometimes we talk about having joint accounts with with that fellow person, and and once you get a joint account, sometimes it might go well, or sometimes we might get a little bit greedy and we might take something, we might not we don't ask to take something, and then when somebody takes something from that account, they go talk to the other person, hey, why you take this out? Why you take this out? So there's sometimes with having a joint account or having having accounts together, there's sometimes communication is not always there 100% of the time, or sometimes 80% of the time, or 70% of the time, or 0% of 0% of the time, 0% of the time as well. So I think this is a topic to really talk about because I know how people can be funny style with their own money, and if they see $10 out to $10 or $20 out of their joint account, they're gonna say something about that, especially around these times. So we're gonna play a video of this video went viral last week about of a wife who actually was taking money out of the joint account just for her. Just for herself, she was just saying, like, if we ever get divorced, I'm gonna make sure I'm set and everything because she's more of a housewife. She take care of her house and everything, and the guy he pays majority of the bills, and once the husband found out she was taking a lot of money out, there was a problem with that. So we're gonna play that video. Go ahead. How can you play a video? After that, we're gonna chop it up.
Yo, shout outs to Gore. Gore, I was asking for you, baby. We gave you a shout out on the last live. I was like, where's Gore at?
Yes, sir.
I'm looking for him. I say, I'm in Augusta, Georgia, looking. Shout outs to Gore. Shout outs to Ricky Webster. Shout outs to Just Hear Me Out. Here we go. Shout outs to Touche Mac, who's watching us from Instagram.
I got a bank statement in the mail with an account that I don't know nothing about.
First of all, don't come in here yelling at me about no account. I have an account to make sure I'm good. That's why the account is there.
Why are you taking money out of the account while I don't know?
You are my husband. I have to make sure I'm good. If we were to ever get divorced, I'm not about to be out here with nothing.
We gotta make sure we good. This don't got nothing to do with you sitting taking money out of the account that I work hard for.
Do you not work for us? Are we not a family? This is
working for you. This ain't working for us.
No, it is. I have to make sure I'm good. I'm a woman. If you were to leave me, I need to be okay. What is the problem?
You need to be a problem. You're a self.
What's wrong with you?
Listen, check this out. At the end of the day, you can account for that I work hard and struggling.
I have to make sure I'm good. I can't. I'm not about to argue with you about money.
You are selfish.
No, I'm not. Everything I've done for us. Are you serious? You mad because I'm putting
everything you've done for who? Everything you've done for me, I'm the one working. I'm the one putting in the time.
You cannot be for real right now, Key. Everything I do for us, and you're mad that I put a little money to the side for me?
Everything you do for us. Everything you do for you. Statement. This is just... I'm going to tell you, man.
What are you going to do about it?
What am I gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do about it?
do
I'm
about
not,
it?
I don't care about this right now. I'm
You
so
know what I need to
serious.
do with
don't.
you? You know what I need to do with you? I need to account and stop sharing you. Cause that's the reason. That's how you able to go in my find my
Do
words
it. Do
and
what you
take the
gotta
money.
Do what you gotta do. I don't care about it. I'm so serious. I'm not about to argue with you about no money. I'm
About
not doing
no
it.
money?
No, I'm not arguing
It's
with
just
you about
money
no
to you, right? $22,000 is just a little bit of money to you, huh? I gotta go and work for that money, but it's just a little bit to you, huh?
I'm not about to argue with you about it. Like I said, if you were to break up today, then what am I supposed to do?
If we was
I
to,
have to have something. And
if we
should
was to
want me
break up
be
today,
straight.
you would be A-okay, my friend, because you sipping stealing money for I don't know how long.
That's gonna make me okay.
$22,000 not gonna make you
No.
okay. Some people don't
Who
make
can
that in a
live
whole
off
year at
that?
their job.
What do they need to get a job? Who can live off of 22? You acting like I stole $100,000. Come on.
Acting
It's
like you
money
stole
you've been giving me
$100,000.
that I just put a little bit to
I
the side
told
in
you-
my own account.
Why have you been taking money from my account and putting it in yours without me knowing? $22,000 is a lot of money to be missing. You live in a nice house. I pay all the bills for you. I go to work every day for you, for the family, for the kids.
Don't argue with me about the money when that was our agreement. That was our agreement. Now, you mad about me putting money to the side. I'm not giving it up, so I don't care.
When I
What do you want? Like, you can do what you need to do, but I don't care.
Agreement?
I'm not. Yes.
agreement?
Yes.
It was agreement for you to take money out of my account and me not know? When was that agreement made? Because I don't know. I wasn't there.
Ask for the money before I put it in my account.
If
I got
it is,
money.
yeah, baby, you
No,
should
it's
be
ours.
asking.
It's ours.
It's ours when we make something together. That's when something's ours. When two people make something together, then it's theirs. If one person provides the whole situation, it's not an our situation, baby. It's a my situation.
So you're mad
and you
that
stealing
I
from
put-
me because I didn't give it to you.
Stealing.
You
We share an account, and I made an extra account, and I moved money to my own account, so I would be straight.
You something else. I'm
No,
gonna tell you
no,
that.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
You something else.
No, I'm not.
So let me ask you a question. If I took $22,000 from you, that'd be okay?
You my husband. Do what you need to do. But no, you wouldn't be taking
Of course you
$22,000
saying that when you're not the person
Ain't
working
taking nothing.
10, 12 hours at a time. Of course you're not going to say that. Of course you cool with it.
Key, you so mad about this money. What are you gonna do about it? I'm not giving it up.
What am I going to do about it?
My nails ain't even done right now.
What am I going to do about it? Okay, check you out. Check you out. What am I going to do?
So there's a video which that's the worst case possible of not communicating about, taking some money out of a joint account, especially in this situation when he pays all the bills and she's taking money account for her personal whatever and everything, where else you can say. So like I said, there's relationships like this or marriages like this of, not to this tier of, yelling or arguing, but a lot of people are kind of afraid of sharing joint accounts. Some people just like to have their own accounts, and they don't, sometimes they won't go into the situation like we saw with this video right now. And I feel like a lot of especially around this, I feel a lot of people feel like I said, some people, would like their separate accounts, and if something comes up, they want to save a house or anything, maybe they save on each other's size or a car or anything, but that's, like I said, here's this situation we're showing you what can happen in a joint account. Now I'm gonna pass it to you, fellas. And like I said, I'm passing it to you, Ryan. I'm passing it to you first. Do you feel like, in general, that sharing a joint account actually works in a marriage or long-term relationship?
Joint account is actually a good thing. I'm down for joint account because then you actually know what the other person is actually doing with the funds. However, I'm still also down for a person still have their own separate account, just because in case something happened with the joint account, like as you can see in that video, where the woman pretty much spent a certain amount of money when he was supposed to. $20,000 is a lot of money. Not everybody have that in their bank account, especially in the climate we live in today. Most average American don't even have $1,000 saved, $1,000 saved in an actual savings account. So for her to literally fruitfully spend $22K, it's selfishness and it's childish and it's stupid. and I with Matt Touche where he said about send her back her mama, because I feel like that's a person that's just no good. But a joint account is actually good because it show, for me, I think a joint account is a good thing because it show like two parties able to trust each other when it comes to fun. But you should still have a separate account because you never know what may transpire. Go ahead, Hakeem. Oh, go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, I take it. Personally, for me, it really depends on how you guys feel about money, how you guys communicate with money. Personally, if you want to join an account and it works for you, it works for you. Especially if you're saving on something big like a car or a business or a house. And also, make sure you guys communicate. Just really, I mean, really, really communicate, because when it comes to money, especially if you're in a marriage or relationship, to be really, really communicate of what you're going to do with your money, especially with a joint account, because it shows you, because if you have guys have a joint account, it really, really shows you, like I said, how you guys can work together like business partners and really, save money, or, really put it in the pot and just focus on each other goals for what you're trying to achieve with the money with a joint account. I think also, um, also having a joint account with each other, it could really, really, help you guys, especially if you've had kids. If you guys have a joint account, it works well for you. It could really help you save up with, vacations, and also, kids in colleges as well. If you guys want to make a joint account for your kids' college funds, if you want to see your kids at college, or if a college fund doesn't work, maybe if a child or kid want to open up a business once they grow up and everything, and they have a business plan, that could really help out too in the long run, not just for you guys, for yourself, also for the kids as well. But like I said, it's really, really important to really communicate if you guys have a joint account, because if somebody take, like I said earlier, if somebody take $10 out, $20 out, and you guys don't say anything, that could become a big problem. Because if you take the money out from the account and you don't say anything, and then you guys talk about it, and you guys don't have a solution about it, it's not going to, look good, or, probably it's probably not going to look good, if you guys have a joint account, you really, and the couples really don't know what to, how to save and how to really communicate what you guys' goals are. So for me, it's like I said, it works for you. For, like I said, me and my wife right now, we don't have a joint account, but we do talk about it, because one day we do want to buy a house, a big house in, California someday. So for me and my wife, we don't have one right now, but we do talk about having a joint account, and hopefully we can save, and hopefully in the long term we can save for the big house. But yeah, but it just also depends on, like I said, who's 50-50, 70-30, or who pay 100% of the household as well. Um, if a guy pays, everything and he has a joint account, for you and her spouse and everything, especially for that spouse, it's very, very important to communicate if that spouse is going to take that money out for something else other than what you guys are saving for. Because if that's the case, it could end up like this. Or the opposite, if a woman's paying for 100% of everything and the guy's taking something, to me that's even worse. Because if a man takes the money out, for something out of that account for his personal pleasures, and you don't communicate to your woman about it, that right there, that could just really, really put your marriage or long-term relationship in shambles. Because when you mess with a woman's money, and if you don't put it in there on time, you communicate on time, you're going to hear that all day, every day. But that's my 2 cents for now. Go ahead, Akeem.
Let me read this before I go. I want to say shout outs to Sky and Sherry Bryant. Sky, big homie, little homie. Sherry Bryant, the queen, the whole family. My relationship doesn't need a joint account. My man just gives me all credit cards, American Express, Discover, and etc. He just put me on everything, but I communicate everything first. Jordan just said that communication. Now, I want to bring some statistics. They did a statistic where they say that people who pool their resources together and who have joint accounts stay in relationships longer. This is statistics that say that. But statistics are very general in certain things when we come into real life and real life people. Now, and particularly in our culture, money is a very big conversation. We don't have conversation about this. We don't even talk about budgets. So there is a sense of secrecy when it comes to what money here and what money. We all know most women have secret accounts. Most women have secret accounts a man doesn't know about. And me personally, I'm like Roni in this. I would love to have a joint account with somebody because I feel that I don't want to have the conversation of you asking me all the time, hey, can I get $100? Hey, can I spend this? Hey, can I get that? You know what I mean? I would wish I could have a level of trust with somebody where if they go swipe a bag, it's nothing to me. But he said, just hear me out. No, you don't. No, here's the thing, just hear me out. You know, I guess maybe, you know, I'm from Florida. You know what I mean? I grew up a little bit different. You know what I mean? I grew up around some old timers. And these old timers was cutting checks to women they wasn't even sleep with. So I'm looking at these different optics. And, you know what I mean? People have been telling me, hey, you got to take care of a woman. Make sure you do this and that. You know what I mean? So I want to put this to a point where I have seen negative experiences when the relationship starts to divulge and money is being taken away from the men. A lot of people don't know Shani O'Neal, this is alleged, and I don't know if this is true, but when her and Shaq was going through their divorce, she had funneled a bunch of money out of their joint accounts into her own. You know what I mean? I don't know how true this is, but this what a lot of men fear. If the relationship starts to devolve, what if you take more than you deserve? Go ahead, fellas.
No, joint account, I'm saying it's not a bad thing. Because you want to remember the joint account is for you guys, like Hakeem said, like for you to spend whatever you need to spend as a couple. Like that when it comes to certain things like utility bills, when it comes to groceries, when it comes to car notes, you name it, mortgage, you have a joint account, and then you know where it needs to be allocated. So at the same time, like I said, there's nothing wrong with still have a separate account. I think that's the wise thing to do is to have a separate account, just in case you have someone in a relationship that may went too overboard, but at least you have something that you can have something to save yourself at the end of the month. It's all like Hakeem and Jordan says, all about budgeting. That one thing in a relationship, that's why you have to have a conversation when it comes to money. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's an uncomfortable feeling, but you have to have it. And you know, some men are even to this day are afraid to tell the woman that they actually dating how much they make a year, because they say, oh, if I tell her how much I make a year, she might act a certain way or she might treat me differently. But at least you having a conversation, because then you know, hey, I'm dealing with a gold digger or I'm dealing with someone that's actually going to benefit me in the long haul. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, that's facts, and also continue about budgeting, especially if you live in a partner and everything. There's sometimes bills might skyrocket. Like say today's summertime, so you know, we use it. You know, some people use a lot of the air conditioner, you know, a little bit more than usual in the summertime. And there's sometimes, like I said, with my wife, there's sometimes that, you know, maybe the bill might be a little bit too high, you know, this month, because maybe I turn it on a little bit more or she turned on a little bit more. And there's sometimes say, hey, you know, if you have a joint account, say, hey, you know, I want to talk about, you know, this last month with the AC bill, you know, it's been a little bit high. And, you know, I want to know if, you know, I'm going to take, you know, my extra $50 or extra $100 off to pay for the air conditioning. And just communicating like that, you know, really, really works. Because, you know, there's certain times when, you know, you might miss a bill, you know, electric bill, something like that, which is going to happen. I mean, you should be consistent, but there's sometimes you might miss a bill or a bill might be very, very high. And some people are really, really scared to talk to their partner about it. Talk to their partner about it. Maybe go to the joint account, or also else ask for a little bit of cash, just to help pay the bill. Because some people, they just feel so proud and say, hey, I could get, maybe I could work extra shifts, or maybe I could, ask somebody to borrow some money. There's some people who ask for a friend borrow money, but they don't ask their spouse to borrow money. I heard this before from for a friend who asked a friend for money, but won't ask their spouse and everything. But it's just really, really important. If you have a joint account, or if you guys go into us like a slow rush with bills, groceries, gas, just anything, it's just really, really important. If one of you guys have that problem, to really, really have a communication that, hey, I'm gonna go into this account, I'm gonna take this out, and then hopefully in a month or 2 weeks, I'll put the money back in, continue saving we're saving for. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I want to give context to this, because Just Hear Me Out and Sherry Bryan are really giving some good points on this. Don't pour your money in one account. There's no reason for it. If your communication is good, you can communicate just as easily by moving money into a joint account. Joint handle money, bills, mortgage, Norge, and personal for everything. She said, I don't spend nobody's money without asking. Gore, sure, but joint account handling family bills and mortgage, that can't be the main bag. So we're talking about things about people who are married, not boyfriend and girlfriend. Let's just put that clear. I don't think nobody who's in a recent relationship, 6 months, maybe even to a year, should be pulling money together. You know what I mean? If you having kids with somebody, depending on the level of the relationship, or if you're married, then I think that is suitable enough to do certain things like that. You do have points now, but I'm gonna tell you something from my point of view. Let's say you're in a relationship with somebody, and I'll speak for this. I want to ask Sherry Bryan this, is because Sherry Bryan mentioned this, that Mr. Black, I'm gonna put some respect on his name, discovered in Air Max, and that if you with somebody who is very easily doesn't mind spending money on you, shouldn't you be the same way with them as well? If you're with a woman who buys you gifts and who gives you these things and stuff like that, I think sometimes they already prove that their level of trust or transparency with you. Oh, go ahead, go swipe the card, go in there and put gas in the car. Or you need something and do this. So that's the point. Like, if that person is spending money on you and y'all just meeting with a person, and I think sometimes they can already prove, because I always was taught in the hood, if a woman spend money on you, that means she really love you. Because women don't spend money on nobody. So
That's rare.
Woo!
If a woman would spend money on you, I'm just giving y'all. Hakeem is killing right now. It's very rare if a woman was paying your bills or buy you gifts and stuff. Super rare. Go ahead.
No, I kind of disagree with Hakeem. I think you should have a joint account while you're in a relationship. This is the reason why. You don't wait till you're married to have a joint account, because this is the problem. If you don't start in the beginning and you wait till you're married to have a joint account, that's when the issue started. Because prime example, let's say I'm dating someone and apparently they end up having an addiction, because that does happen within the relationship.
Give him a minute.
Just see me. I would say no.
Hey, just hear me out. I was ready for the rebuttal.
He was like, no. Go ahead, Roddy. Finish.
Go ahead.
My bad. My camera was acting up. So, like I was saying, this is the reason why. Let's say someone you are in a relationship with end up having an addiction prior on to when y'all was pretty much dating, and you didn't know nothing about it. You wasn't unaware about it. By you not knowing that fact, and let's say, oh, I just got married, and then y'all all of a sudden have a joint account, and then because I heard this before shout out to Dave Ramsey. I used to hear that a lot on Dave Ramsey when they talk about having a joint account. The spouse will find out later the person will have a gambling problem. Now the money's gone. They're getting ready to lose the house. Now they in debt. They didn't know about that until they got married and did the joint account. But just imagine if the woman or the man would have found out earlier in a relationship, them coming together. Because remember, when you dating somebody, the end goal is to get married. That's our ultimate goal. If you dating somebody, the end goal is to get married. So you want to find out little things in the beginning so it can help you have a long and healthy relationship. When I mean healthy relationship, I mean marriage, because now you got every little tweaks, turns, and every little error already dealt with. So that's why I say I think you should start early. Now, I'm not talking about, when I mean early, I ain't talking about last week or next week. I just started dating. No, I'm like relationship in for like 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
Why not? Create it together and see what happens. But go ahead, Jordan.
Oh no, that's a good point. So I was going to ask you what year, what the timetable in a year. You said 1 year or 2, which is good. I could definitely see that. It's just for me, I would kind of disagree. Well, I would disagree just a little bit. For me, I would wait till you. I would wait till you guys get engaged, then start planning that, because I feel like once you start, you guys getting engaged, you guys are really into a certain steps of being marriage and everything. What you guys, talk about your plans and your like short-term plans or long-term plans. Really talk about having kids, living situation. If you guys will live in the same city, you guys will move in a different city or a different state. Guys want to buy a house in that same state or move to a different state, in which whatever. For me, I would say more if you guys are in the like I said, engagement, and really, because you guys are really in the steppings of getting married and really talk about you guys' lives together. But that's just my beliefs. If of going to maybe start setting up an account during your if you guys are engaged. Go ahead, Keith.
The right man bag is your personal, and you transferring to a joint. His birthday, he had a 5-star hotel, limo, shopping spree, and a private pool. That was on me, and it's on my page. I just took him to Naples. Are you amused? I get that. It's easy to have a percentage of your money to do that, and that's why he spent on me. Now, Sherry, you just kind of confirmed what I just said earlier. If a person's spending money, if you're spending a bag on him, he's not gonna have no issue to spend that. And like for me personally, I don't mind buying things. I don't mind helping you out getting to certain things, but I would have to see how you is with me before we start getting into the levels of you knowing the inner workings of somebody's financed. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, and Governor Ron made a good example. If the relationship is serious enough, yeah, you should try to have a joint account if you are trustworthy like that. But relationships nowadays don't even last 6 months. That's why it's good to wait a certain period of time before you get into that type of thing. You know what I mean? Now, for me personally, I'm only speaking for me personally. If me and you had kids together, then some things I just not going to care about. You know what I mean? I'm going to automatically have an account with you, even if we like. Now, hear me out now. Even if we're broken up, I'm gonna have an account with you just in case, so I could just, hey, I put a couple dollars in there. I got half of my check to go in there. We ain't together, but she have access because you and her got kids together. So there's certain levels of secrecy that has to be like, nah, I'm gonna let her know this and that. If something happens to me, she can make sure the kids are straight and stuff like that. But like if we just meeting, nah, I ain't doing none of that. I'm not doing none of that. No, but
I think Judge Jay was asking the question. He said, are the people that what I'm referring to are staying together? Yes, because most of the time,
yes,
before people get married, majority of the time they shack.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you practice early before you actually get into the marriage, because you want to make sure everything is okay. Because people, especially when it comes to black men and black women, is always a lot of miscommunication somewhere. Is that somebody misusing the funds? Like the videos that Jordan just played, I can't just play. You see someone who was misusing the fund. The guy didn't know the woman had a bad habit, but he found out later on in the marriage, and she ended up spending $22K. All that could have been avoided, and it would have started early, and he would have been able to pick on her bad habits. And he said, "You know what? I don't think I might need to put $10,000 in that account because your habit is kind of off key. So I'm just put a little bit here for the bills, and maybe have a separate account just in case, so I won't have nothing to worry about." It helps you out in the long run. Go ahead, Jordan.
That's true. And the way to find out if a spouse is easy is really to, having a joint account and make it simple. It's just a history of how, that person pay their bills, or, if they pay their, their electric bill on time, if they pay their credit card bill, they consistently pay their credit card bill to be, to build their credit or have very, very good credit. Also, if the person borrows money from somebody and also pay the person back in a timely fashion or with interest sometimes. I know sometimes my friend, they might borrow money from me, and they pay me back on a certain time and also give me interest as well. This certain stuff you can see with your partner if they, like I said, they pay the bills on time, credit cards on time. And be consistent when you can just say, hey, you can look at that within a year or so and or two and see how, if that person is really, really good at paying bills or paying up their credit card or anything. You definitely see, hey, if that spouse, if my spouse has been doing good, let's talk about having a joint account and everything, and really, really communicate, what we're trying to do and what we're trying to build on, for ourselves, in the future, anything. It's very, I'm gonna say communication. How many times? Communicate. If you need over to communicate, please over communicate. I don't think people how much it's important to really, really communicate, especially when you're having a joint account, because if you guys really, really communicate and really save you guys money, and also if a problem's happen, say, hey, I need to take $20 out because I got to pay this, or take $50 out because I got to, I'm behind or something, and make sure and also putting the money back in a timely fashion and communicate with that person. It should be, like I say, it should be no problem if for a spouse to have a joint account and really, really, showing you like I'm really building that account and say, hey, a year from now we had like $1,000. 5 years later we had $10,000 or $15,000 or $20,000, because you guys talked about what you guys are planning for, and you guys really, really built that communication and that trust of having that joint account should be, and also being proud of that joint account because you guys put that so much money in. Go ahead, Phyllis.
I want to comment on this right here. A friend of mine was dating a guy, they lived together and all. She was saving money. He cleaned it out and got missing. There was a young, go ahead.
Damn.
Yeah, there's a Jamaican woman who I know who told me that you know what you're getting into, so you know what level you're going to deal with that person on. Some of these people we get into relationships with, you already know they were bad with money. And sometimes we just hope for the best and think that they're going to change, when sometimes these people are not going to change. And I'm going to go back to what Ron said. Ron does have a point on this. If I've been with you for quite some time, there's a certain level of trust I have to have with you, but I'm also going to let you hang yourself too. If I have a joint account with you and you spending the money and you in charge of paying the lights, if you spend all the money, we're going to sit with the lights off until you go back and fix that. I give a F about who in there, who's sleeping, what kids in there. I gave you the bread. I'm not playing Captain Saving after that. And give you enough to hang yourself. And we already know most relationships break up on finances, number one. Finance is the biggest thing, number one. Credit cards that are a different story. I highly recommend each person start a free Credit Karma account for each person. Share their login so they can check to see spending habits. That's a smart one. From Gore. Also, from risk assessment point, having one is not great in case of stolen info. Exactly, we hear about accounts getting drained or accounts getting emptied out after day. Gore, you talking about something that is dead on point. Never put all your money in one account. Spread them to different accounts. Go ahead, fellas.
Yes, correct. That is correct. I'm gonna say right on the money. That would say just be smart with it. You want wise. You want to be a wise planner, a wise financial advisor for your own home. You know, it's good to go see a financial advisor, but you also want to create your own financial advice for yourself, for you and your family, and for your little ones. And you don't like just hearing stories like that. Like that's my first time actually hearing stories like literally people get in a relationship and clean the other person out. To me, that's just wicked. But it does happen because we're dealing with a human being. But man, I don't know if I was in that situation, man. I don't even know what I'd do. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they usually do this. Those type of people, you know, they get somebody that looks really really good, and you know, and they really and technically, you know, that person don't love you. The only person is love you because you have money to spend, and that's a wrong relationship to get into because a lot of men get in relationships and they feel like a woman loves them because the women don't love you of what you know she says. You know, the woman can sometimes love because what you can do for her, which is you know take her out shopping, take her to get something to eat, get her nails, hair done, all that type of stuff. And I feel like especially our young cats, you know, they get you know they get you know stuck on that, and they don't know how to see you know how a girl should really love you know more than you know paying everything that she you know she actually to do and everything. So it's like I said for men, especially young men, just really if you like I said you dating somebody, you go out with somebody, you know this you know just see how their actions are. You know if their actions is more of like I say you need to spend on me to take care of me, that means she don't love you. Or you know if y'all start and get to know some person, you know get to know each other's personalities and everything. And you know, if that goes good, you know, a man is gonna really push. Oh, yeah, you know, maybe I'll take you out to eat and everything, or you know, hey, I'll pay for your hair, I'll pay for your your nails or anything like that. So, man, it's very very important who you're dealing with because you don't want to be like the guy that we saw in the video earlier today. Because how's that looking? They don't communicate about you know they really don't communicate about what's going in their joint account and everything. And also, it's another communication is more of you know, the woman is feeling like, she's like, you're making all the money, but, you know, she's not doing anything. And she kind of feel like, you know, I probably need to take some of this, you know, just to make sure I'm secure because since he's making all the money, maybe the other girls are looking at, maybe all the girls are checking him out and maybe he might leave for somebody else. Some women do look, I'm not saying it's not all relationship, but there's sometimes women, they do think like that sometimes. Go ahead, fellas.
I exemplary first know how I want to be treated. Now, I want to put this to an example. And I know, and there's something my cousin told me the other day that kind of had resonated to me. And I think that the perception of what a man is in America, a lot of our value is what we bring to the table. And what we bring to the table is money, which is that's all we have to bring. So a lot of people who we get into relationships based us on and quantify how much money we bring. So sometimes if a woman spends the money that you have, they're not thinking of you, but your worth is equated to the value of money that you have. So when you lose the money, you lose the women at times. And you know what I'm saying? And I want you to think about to that perspective. You know what I mean? And I told you a quote the other day, a woman's loyalty is tested when a man has nothing. And a man's loyalty is tested when he has everything. So we asking like, if you're with a man and he's willing to give you everything and give you that level of trust, how many people will abuse that trust? You have a lot of women who complain about rich men who do financial abuse, who dangle that little carrot over your head. Hey, I'll give you 20,000 if you slob on this meat. I know guys who do that. Hey, you need your bills to be paid? Let me and my homeboys run a train on you. Some men who have multiple children, you can't even see their accounts. They're giving you the money, $20,000, $30,000. You know what I mean? It's all about love language. Go ahead.
No, she made a good point. She said, my dude love language is giving. Like, most men are givers. Majority of men are givers. Like, majority of men, we give to our women. Even when we don't have, we're going to find a way to give it to our woman. You know, so it's just something that's already better inside of us, because majority of us was raised with our mom. So our mom taught us how to be givers. So that's a little bit of caveat on top. But I was going to ask you guys a question. So let's say you have a partner and your partner end up stealing money from your account. Jordan, I know you're married, but I'm just saying your partner end up stealing money from your account. Is that grand theft? Is that grand theft? That's what I'm trying to find out.
That's a good question. I've never ever experienced, but for me, if a spouse was able to steal money out of my account, I didn't know about it. For me, I just have to know. I would have to know why. To me, there has to be a valid reason why you steal money out of my account, because especially if you've been in a relationship for 4 to 5, 6, 7, whatever plus years or whatever. For me, it's just, I would confront, but I wouldn't care. But the thing is, what I would do is, I would probably, tell her, say, hey, right now I'm not comfortable, sharing my joint account with you because you stole money. But she would have to build that trust back to see, hey, being trustworthy of possibly, she'll have to do something, and also, help try to build that trust again with me in order to, to build that bond back of putting money back in the joint account. Because, me, I mean, I could forgive that person, but it's just like, you gotta repay yourself. You gotta, really, really get that trust back with me. Really put that joint account, because what you did, that's foul. That's not a type of person I'm married or who I'm with. And that would give me the side eye. But as long as that person, try to repair it and try to show me that she can be trustworthy again, I mean, like I said, I could forgive, and hopefully I can forget as well. Go ahead, King.
I'm gonna tell you this: if my wife was to take from me, you're dead to me. If you take everything and I have nothing to my name, I'll forget who you are. I have amnesia. Everything you have, that's what you keep. You won't get a penny less or a penny more. I won't talk to your mother. I'll act like I don't know who your brother. Damn near might forget who the kids is, because I have nothing. You took everything from me. What do I have? I'm back on the streets. People forget it's stressful to be out here. We do everything to make sure you okay, and you take everything from me. This is why people commit suicide after divorces or child support custodies. When it's $1,000, $1,500 take out of their check, it's not our fault. We equate our value to money. That's what they teach us growing up as kids, men. Make enough money, then a woman would respect you. Make enough money, then the world will respect you. When you take everything from us, then what we have, I might as well not be living anymore. And then you say, oh, you got your kids. What I'm going to give him? I have no money. So my woman was to take money from me. I don't know you no more. I don't want to know you. I'll walk by you and act like I ain't never seen you before and press charges. Go ahead.
So you can't press charges. That's what I said, but just hear me out, say no, because their name is on the account. Can go ahead.
Not necessarily if her name's on the account. Since it's a joint account, you can't. But let's say, for instance, if her name wasn't on the account, but it's a tricky slope. If you had a separate account and y'all are married, she legally gets everything. You know what I mean? So regardless of how a lot of people play the ways, once you get married, it's a legally binding contract. If you drop dead tomorrow, everything's gonna go to your wife, even if her name is not on it. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's big facts. Big facts. And especially if you guys go into divorce and y'all process of divorce. The thing is, but some people, they do, it's like, you know, they might separate with each other, but they talk about getting divorced and they never do. And then, you know, once one of the spouses dies, you know, and the family wants to get something, you know, the family might try to get some money from their account, something like that. And but the person didn't divorce from the person that didn't divorce from that person didn't actually file for financial divorce. If that person dies, everything's going to go to the husband or to the wife, especially if you guys are divorced. Even though, you know, the person has saved so much money in the account, that money will go straight to the spouse. Did you guys know about that?
Yeah, Hakeem, just hear me out. Say it's not there because their name is on the account.
Huh?
Just hear me out. Say it's not there because their name is on the account.
Yep, that is a fact. I also want to point something out to the people. Damn, I had this point right in my head and it slipped out. I'm getting old. But I want you to look at it from this. Oh, here's the point that I want to get. Why do you think when men get married or men are in long-term relationship, why do you think they put everything under their mama name half the time? Sometimes a man will be with a woman, but know that the trust in the woman is not 100%. He might still love you, but say that his mama's going to do better than what you're going to do. Think about the Arab soccer player when he divorced his wife. She couldn't get nothing. He had everything under his mother's name. His mother was giving him an allowance. And if he didn't do that, he would have walked away with nothing. Sometimes people forget that a man has to eat and live too. You know what I mean? And we have to think about it like, you know what I mean? And it you have a point. That's like cheating on me. Bye. Yeah. Ron, even though it's 50-50 division in divorce, by the time the divorce settlement is actually figured out, she's going to figure out how to turn that cash into a new car and furniture. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is true. But here's the funny thing about being in a relationship and you being the breadwinner. The woman just gets the money. She doesn't know how to replace it. After the alimony is up, she has to make sure that bulk of cash is done until she gets another man who's going to do it. This is why I never complain when I've had people take money from me, because I've had women steal money from me. That's a fact. That's a fact. I've had, and I, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I chalked it up and be like, damn, I didn't know you was like that. But then I'm saying to myself, like, if you can't get that bread back, you need me, babe. I'm the $1 million plan. You know what I'm saying? You better make sure you got a baby with a nigga like me. I'm going to make sure your whole life is straight. But a lot of people fumbled the bag. Trust is everything. And we talk about this. Ron, Jordan, and me, we'll say it in a million different ways. You feel me? But trust is everything. Transparency is everything. And having that conversation about it. But I do feel in the midst of like you in a really serious relationship, you have to have an open communication and trust with your partner. Because if your partner sees that you have to give her money every month to pay the bills, she's going to say that you don't have no trust in her. And why would she want to be in this relationship?
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Sorry that happened to you. I can't. You had women that literally stole from you.
What? Listen, I wasn't. Oh, listen. Funny enough, I met this girl one time. This was out of state. We was together for like 6 months. I had $3,000 in cash in my house. This time I was selling drugs. I had $3,000 in cash. You know what I mean? She used to come over. I was dealing with her and stuff like that. She took everything, put me on block. I ain't never heard from her again to this day. That was like, this been like 11 odd something years now.
Yeah, that's sites. What's the word? I can't say the word. That's sightsee.
Now, mind you, listen here. I done bought her sneakers. I don't like bought her stuff and stuff like that, but she took the whole bag from me. I didn't wish nothing bad on her. Matter of fact, I didn't even try to press charges. I just let her took the money. And here's the funny thing about this whole situation is I knew where her mama stayed at.
But how do you know she took it?
Really?
She was the only person.
Wait, Hakeem. She told me she took everything from you, and not knowing where her mom stayed at.
No, I did know where her mama stayed. Because here's the funny thing is, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. If you date me, I need to know I can 100% trust you. Because if I bring you in my space is dead. I worry about a lot of things. I practice redundancies. I might lay back and follow you and see where you go. You know what I mean? It's not copacetic, but I need to know who I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? And at that time, I guess I was dealing with kind of shaky people, but I already knew where she lived. I didn't go back and go get the money or nothing. I just left it alone. But I could have made things scary. You know what I mean? Because some people not going to play with you like that. You know what I'm trying to say? And I also was thinking in my mind, oh, I'm a man. She took the money from me. I should just chalk it up as an L. That's where the whole men thing come in my mind. Oh, I'm a man. I can't put my hands on her. She's a woman. What I'm supposed to do. And I was blaming myself that she took the money.
No, I understand that, man. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
blame
crazy.
myself.
Yeah, I never been in that situation. I mean, I had women come maybe use me, but never steal from me. Yeah, but wow, that's a lot.
Are you amused? Gotcha. Oh, she said a comment.
I didn't have a joint account. No. Oh, y'all had a joint account.
No, I had it in cash.
No, you had it in cash. Just hit me out in cash. Now
I had it in cash at the house. I was living by myself. She used to come spend the night with me. This somebody I was like dealing with for a little minute, but I don't think she, you know what I mean? So when I went somewhere, and this wasn't nothing regular, I used to leave at the crib and go places and come back. This time I knew where I had the cash, and I was kind of confused. She left and I didn't hear from her. No. I'm not going to lie. Just hear me out. I was a little bit younger then. I didn't use bank accounts. That was my ignorance. I'm being honest with you. I'm going to be real with you. I think until I was like 27, I think I had a bank account. This is why I say certain men know that they wasn't ready for women at one point in time. I wasn't a guy that a woman should have dated when I know that, and I mentally knew that. Because the way I was moving was kind of like shaky. I used to pay for everything in cash. I didn't have a credit card. I didn't, you know what I mean? I had real sketchy shit going on. Women used to ask, you don't have a bank account? I'm like, nah, I'm putting out wads of money and stuff like that. No, she was, listen, are you amused? She was a thief, but here's the funny thing about this. What I want to do to a man, I couldn't do to a woman, but I blamed myself. And this is how programming is. Oh, I'm a man. I should have done better. This is how we talk. I should have done better. I can't blame her for her stealing from me. You see how that worked, Jordan?
Yeah, I hear you talking about. I see it.
Oh, shout outs to Dr. No Job. Shout outs to Dr. No Job in the comments. What's good, family? Shout outs to Jeff.
Yeah, shout out to you, Dr. No Job. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, but Hakeem, that's a crazy story, my dude.
Man,
Crazy story.
listen, man.
Yeah, that
Listen,
is crazy.
listen. I could tell you a bunch of stuff, but here's the thing, though. I'm gonna keep it real with a lot of y'all. And this, and I would blame her for you, Hakeem. You're right, but I'm gonna tell you how I grew up, though. This is why I say that I can never sit here and say that I was a macho man. I was an Andrew Tate. No, I was never like that. I was a guy who grew up with a mother and father who had an affinity for women. I was the nice guy. So I had got ran over a lot of times. It's until me being beat up so many times and used and abused by women over the years that I've gotten to a point where now you hear me at 40 something years old who doesn't do the same things I did when I was in my 20s and my 30s. If you had me at 20 and 30, you could have got a bag off me. I met you, I was buying you clothes, buying you shoes, doing whatever. I was a sucker duck. Nigga. Oh, what you trying to do? You trying to go to the mall? Oh, what size your kids think? And listen, women don't understand. I was looking out for women who had baby daddies who couldn't even come see their own kids. But here's the funny thing about this. You learn and to become assertive. You are not that type of dude. But here's the thing. I don't want to become assertive because you want to know why? There's a misconception about being assertive. I have to be nice to the right woman. You feel me? Who's going to enjoy that? So check this out. At my age right now, I'm at a point where I don't trust nobody. Somebody's going to suffer for that. Ain't that true? Ain't that right? Jordan?
No, that's
Yeah,
what
that's facts. You got it.
You got it.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
What about all the women who I dated with kids, who I spent money on, brought groceries for, ain't try to do nothing? I didn't get nothing in return on that. I didn't even sweat that. But here's the thing. I chalked it up as this. I could have been a father figure to a lot of kids if the woman made the right choice. But at this point of time, choices means everything. And that's how it goes when you deal with money and the significant other. Men and women don't know that they make the wrong decision until they get older. When you're sitting into a point in your life and you know that guy who had my back, I could have really did something with him. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Why do you, and I'm gonna finish my point. Why do you think we're in a state right now where there's a lot of men who don't even want to even change a tire for a woman? A lot of these guys get misused.
Yep.
Am I wrong?
No, you're telling the truth.
A lot of these guys get misused. Somebody don't even want to buy you a burger right now. When you had guys that you'll meet them, they were so nice and so forgiving. They'd be like, man, your tire messed up. Baby girl, I'm going to change the tire and I'm going to take you to go get a new tire and I'll pay for it. Won't even ask you for no sex, but these are the guys that you're not giving sex to. Now we're in a state where even the good guys don't even want to spend for money. They don't even want you to know where they work at. Real men with money now don't even want you to know where they work at nowhere. If he has money, he want to act like he broke and spend your money.
Yep. Speaking some facts, bro. That's true.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's a sad state we live in. This is why we're not getting married. Hell, now we're not sharing accounts with nobody. Come on, look what we did. The 90s, the early 2000s, man, women was getting a bag off of niggas. Some of these girls were sleeping with one guy and had an ugly or a fat dude paying bills. Was coming to the projects bringing box of them Little Caesars. Your kids was eating as he get off the front door. Day one was coming to the back to beat it up. And he leave with half of the pizza that the fat nigga done bought you. How many birthday parties that security guard done paid for your kids and you won't never give them a chance? Lord Jesus. But day one is like this. Day one gets a joint account with you. Baby girl, I need a couple hundred to go re-up. No, man, we ain't doing that this year. We ain't doing that this year.
No, but you telling the truth. That's why a lot of men are afraid to do joint account. You see, Just Hear Me Out, he kept saying, don't do it. Don't do it. And mind you, he's married. Just Hear Me Out is married, and he's saying don't do it.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I'm gonna keep it real with you, and I want you guys to answer this question, and people in the chat. There's a lot of men who get a satisfaction treating a woman nice.
That's also true. Yes.
Being able to provide. That's in our DNA. Listen, my nuts get hard when I'm with somebody and she can brag and say, well, you know, that nigga done just dropped the bag over here, babe. Some men are just grain like that. When you could be like, when she's going like this. Oh, you're muted.
You muted, Jordan.
Oh, my bad. Or, you know, you bought her something, she's flaunting and everything, not just for everybody else, but also on her Instagram story or on her social media and everything. that's another reason I want to say it as well.
Yeah. Providing doesn't have anything to do with joint access. You're 100% right. Just hear me out. I was just here. He says, I just missed out. I never been a user. Shit, sometimes I feel I'm way too nice. I don't have shit to show for being nice. You're right, but you got to be nice to the right ones. Are you amused? There's guys out there who would love to be treated nice. A lot of the women who are like Instagram models, they get the nice guys go after them sometimes, and they get used. You feel me?
Correct. Facts. Hey, Isaiah Jr., what's going on, big dog? What's happening? No, but that's true though. That's real talk, man. I say, man, you spoke some truth. Y'all spoke some truth today, man. Mm-hmm. And not only that, y'all gave me some clarity too about joint account. So, you know, Just Hear Me Out told me don't do it. I keep hearing his voice in my head. Like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
Hey,
he was screaming it out all chat. No, don't do it.
Hey, you want to know what should be a requirement if they want to join account? You ask a woman to give up her lung. give up your lung.
No, but that was it. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And this is why it's so very important to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to Jess J, Isabel Jr., Just Hear Me Out, Sherry Bryan. What you said, Mr. No Job was here too, right?
Mr. No Job.
Mr. No Job. Shout out to
Don't forget
Gore.
Sky. Don't forget Sky.
Shout out to Gore. Shout out to Gore. Shout out to DB. Shout out to Motivating Vision. Shout out to who else was here? I know that some of you guys gonna watch us on the playback. Shout out to you guys that is gonna watch us on the playback. Shout out to you guys. I'm trying to make sure. Shout out to you guys that are watching us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and also YouTube. And that's why it's so very important to make sure you guys go into the KL Culture Radio community tab, because in the community tab there's a KL Culture Radio t-shirt with Jordan got on, and Prince Hakeem new book, Black Love. Come over here, support the platform. We do greatly appreciate you guys. We on our way to 1K subscribers. With you guys' help, we will reach that goal.
Hey,
thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. And bro, we over and out.
Let's not forget, we're gonna give a shout out to Natasha Vincent. Yes. And my thumbnail, what's that girl name again?
Sugar Bum.
Sugar Bum, who's working hard in the ER. She's in the ER. She's an RN working hard in the ER. We're out, people.
We out. Peace.